Hey everybody, happy MLK Day.
Happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
Hey everybody.
5 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome. I am giving a special live stream in honor of Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Say hello when you come into the broadcast. I'm coming under my brand S&M African Boutique, which I rarely do, but I felt that today's occasion was fitting for that brand, and so I'm coming to you. And you all know me from my other businesses, and there's another reason why I'm coming under this brand as it relates to MLK and the other dream that Martin Luther King Jr. had. So welcome. Say hello when you come into the broadcast, you guys. I'm dressed up. I'm in my African garb. Got my hair wrap on, and I'm just excited to be here tonight and to celebrate and honor. We can't forget about the dream, right? We can't forget about the dream. We have to still continue to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and we have to teach our children to do the same thing. We have to teach them to continue on the legacy, because after we're gone, who's left? It's our children. So we need to model to them that this is a day that we need to recognize every year, and thank God that United States of America has made this a federal holiday. Even though some of you still had to work, some companies have not closed down, or to honor this momentous occasion, this holiday. But nevertheless, we can do it in our own way. So say hello when you come into the broadcast, you guys. I'm so glad to have you guys here on evening MLK. I'm wrapping up. I had to come out here and give my recognition to Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in my own way. I thank you guys for coming and sharing a few minutes with me as I kind of go over some information as it relates to Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King's other dream. And I want you guys to understand what that is, in case you have forgotten that he had a second dream. So come on into the broadcast. If you're new to my broadcast, my name is Martine Corte. I'm an entrepreneur out here in these streets. I come under a lot of different brands when I live stream. Tonight, it is under S&M African Boutique. Okay, power to the people. Hey, Felicia Russell, she's streaming in live Facebook. She says, I'm trying to spend an entire day watching your live videos to receive knowledge concerning being a business owner. I need one-to-one time with you. Okay, Queen. Hey, I'm going to send you my calendar. You can get on the schedule. So let me go ahead and bring Instagram in here too, so that they can get some of this information as it pertains to MLK. Let me launch them real quick. I hope you guys have enjoyed your day. If you had the day off because of MLK, hey, Instagram. Okay. I hope you It was a day on and not a day off. I'm sure some of you have been hearing that. What's going on Instagram? We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So those that are new to my broadcast, again, my name is Martine Corte. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I'm a side hustler, yes. And I am a live streamer. I am the author of a best-selling author. My book is Journey to Greatness. I do a lot of different things. I am a 20-year tax professional. You guys may have been watching my Tax Tuesday talk live streams on Tuesday night. So that'll be tomorrow around 8:30. I am a 10-year landlord out here in these real estate streets. Yes, I work with small business owners, entrepreneurs. I'm also the host of our Facebook live show, The Entrepreneur Show. So if you're an entrepreneur out there and you want to be interviewed on my show, just let me know. Send me a message, Facebook Messenger, and we'll get it scheduled. Okay. Also, I am the founder, I am the visionary of our Back to Our Roots tool. That's my other brand, my other business, S&M. And I'm the owner of this, co-owned with my husband, African. I'm bringing you this broadcast night as it relates to MLK Day. So I work with side hustlers, I work with business owners, I work with entrepreneurs, I work with speakers, marketers, nonprofit, help them more in their business with this live streaming to make more money to the bag. So tonight, special prize under my S&M African brand because it relates to Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. Who can tell me what is his other dream? Because we know him as a civil rights leader. We know him as a Black activist and all those other things. He, led the Montgomery bus boycott. He was instrumental in the Civil Rights Acts, right, in 1964 and 1965. He was instrumental in the voting rights. But what is his other dream? Who can tell me what is his other dream? As it relates to what I'm about, I'm going to give y'all a hint. What do I always talk about on these broadcasts when I get out here? Money. So that was Dr. Martin Luther King's other dream. I read this article today on the Washington Post. The writer was Douglas Thompson. So I want to give credit to him because I'm kind of paraphrasing his article as it relates to Dr. Martin Luther King's other dream, economic justice. He was about that too. And in fact, that was really his the core of him religiously. It was the core of Dr. Martin Luther King to make sure that there was redistribution of wealth in our Black community. So you all know that I always come out and I start talking about being entrepreneurs, starting businesses and so forth. So I'm coming to you from that perspective as it relates to MLK Day. With all the different brands that I come out under. Tonight is under S&M African Boutique. Well, let me just give you a little bit of information about that. So I co-own this business with my husband. So we sell a lot of African wares, clothing, jewelry, shea butters. We got the black soap. We've got, let me just show y'all some of that too. This is our shea butter, right? This is our African shea butter. In these jars, we sell them. We also sell black hemp soap, right? Black hemp soap, very, very popular now. We also sell the go-to soap, Dudu Osun. If you guys can see that, Dudu Osun, Instagram. This is an all-natural black soap as well. And we also are really selling out of this right here. This is charcoal toothpaste, black toothpaste. It's black like charcoal, and it is wonderful on your teeth. I've been selling a lot of this. So what does all this have to do with MLK? Well, because I am an entrepreneur and I have a lot of different businesses, it's related to having the capacity to start our own brands, to be independent, to be free to do anything we want and have equality, have equal access to these different ventures, right? this is a society where we're run on capitalism, right? We're able to freely open up businesses the way we want to, and to make money, to feed our families, and to, pay for a roof over our heads. So this is where I'm coming from for tonight as it relates to MLK, because this was his other dream. So he was all about redistribution of wealth. So once he was able to kind of get this, the Civil Rights Act, for Black people having the right to vote and having the right to do a lot of other different things, then he was focusing on, towards the end, before he was assassinated, he was working on wealth redistribution. So there's a lot of skeptics that will say that that was the reason for his demise. And, so you have to go out and do your history and make your own judgment as to why, this might have been the case. But he was on a track to make sure, or at least try to get equality as it relates to economics for Black people. So right now, fast forward to 2021, we're in this society here in the United States where we're talking about, Black Lives Matter. We're talking about support small Black businesses, all this, right? We're talking about all this. We're still, on the journey for equality as it relates to capitalism and starting our own business and being entrepreneurs. So we have to still be on this fight to ask, not really just ask, but demand equality, from equality for, access to funds to fund our business, access to, opportunities out here in the community. So that's what Dr. Martin Luther King was all about. And this, when I say the other dream, it was about that wealth distribution among our Black community. You guys may have heard of Black Wall Street in Tulsa. If you haven't, look it up. It was a whole community, Black community, where Blacks did business with other Black people, right? They had schools, they had stores, dentist office, they even had like their own airline. There's a lot of different businesses that was created amongst the Black people in the own community, because at that time, Blacks were not allowed to go and shop outside of their own community with whites. And so they started their own. And I really think that we are on that journey to, when we say shop Black, we say support a small Black business. That's the concept, is to circulate our dollars amongst our people, amongst Black businesses, right? So this is what Dr. Martin Luther King was talking about, and this is what he was trying to get started before he died. So we, with reference to his legacy, we have to continue. We have to continue the legacy. We can't forget about what his mission was for Black people. So I wanted to come tonight just to kind of add in the celebration of, MLK Day. And I wanted to kind of read a couple of some of his quotes that he had, that he wrote in a lot, he had a lot of different speeches, but I wanted to kind of share with you all some of them as it relates to wealth distribution, economics, entrepreneurship, all that stuff, right? So, as me being an entrepreneur with several different brands, several different businesses, this is the result when we, go out here and we demand to be treated equally. We demand to have a seat at the table. We demand equality as it relates to entrepreneurship. So I'm a prime example of the fact that it can be done because I have a lot of different brands, a lot of different businesses, and I want to encourage other people to start their own businesses and have multiple businesses if you want. So again, relating this to MLK Day, Dr. Martin Luther King, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, he talked about redistribution of wealth. I want to read something he said as it relates to communism and capitalism. So he says, communism forgets that life is individual. And then he says, Capitalism forgets life is social. Okay, so I'm gonna read that again, and I'm gonna break it down as far as what I think that means. Communism forgets that life is individual. What does that mean? And you guys put it in the comments if you want to interact with me. I would love for you to interact with me. What does that mean? What does that mean to you? Hi, Yvette Turner Jennings. She says, hi, boss lady. You have all the great business nuggets. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for rolling in. She's rolling in Facebook Live. Okay, so communism forgets that life is individual. Well, the definition of communism is in a nutshell, because it's a long definition, but I'm just going to, in a nutshell, basically boils down to denying freedom or liberty. That's what communism is. All right. So communism forgets that life is individual. This is what Dr. Martin Luther King said. We here in the United States, we're in a capitalistic society. So we have individual freedom, we have individual rights, we have the liberty to do whatever we want. So he wanted to make that distinction. Communism forgets that life is individual. So thank God we don't live in a communist society, although, it looked like it was trying to be one a couple of weeks ago. Y'all know what I mean. And then he goes on, Dr. Martin Luther King says, he goes on and says, capitalism forgets life is social. So we're in a capitalistic society here in the United States of America, right? He says capitalism forgets life is social. So we're supposed to integrate and not be, segregated from other groups. His goal, as you know, as a social, as a Black activist, rights movement leader, he wanted us to integrate, to be a part of other groups. So that's where that socialism comes in as it relates to capitalism forgets life is social. So we can be capitalism, we can be, be free to do whatever we want, but have the opportunity to integrate and get in the, get at the table with other people that don't look like us. So that was his goal. And so I like that he made the distinction, because it's very important that, we can be great on our own, which I think this is necessary for Blacks to do business with Blacks. But there's also opportunities to be greater if we do business with other people, if we connect with other people, if we support other people, they support us, so we can take it to the next level. And I think that's what he meant. That's just my take on it. He also goes ahead and says in one of his speeches, understanding that the problem of racism, the problem of economic exploitation, the problem of war is all tied together. He calls it the triple evils. The problem of racism, the problem of economic exploitation, and the problem of war. We're still battling all three of those today in 2021. We're still on this journey, I think the speech that I played at the beginning of the broadcast, he referenced 100 years from now, we're still going to be on this journey. So we have to understand, this is just me, telling you guys that collectively, we have to understand that this is a long road. We're going to be on this journey for a while in the fight of equality. Us Black people, we live here in the United States, so it's going to be a long journey. Okay, but this is what he was talking about back in 1968, right? All those years before that, he died in 1968. So he began to lead a what's called a Poor People's Campaign. I don't know if you guys know about that or ever heard about that. Maybe you have. Let me know if you have. A Poor People's Campaign in Memphis, right? Because he's starting to switch over to this more economic justice journey, because all along he's been this Black activist. He's been on the journey for equality to, or voting rights and just having equality to be able to, civil rights and all this, Blacks having access to the same thing that everyone else in America has. So he's on this Poor People's Campaign now, where it talks about, or he's focusing more on the conditions when we're at work. So for one example, he's supporting sanitization workers. They were striking, and he was supporting that movement. They were striking for better wages and working conditions. So he's on this journey to help Blacks build wealth. And how do you build wealth? You have to make more money. And so sometimes you have to go on strikes at your job to demand better wages so that we can have more money and build more wealth. So this was a journey that Dr. Martin Luther King turned his focus on. He may have been working on it silently and just kind of under the radar while he's building up the Voting Rights and the Civil Rights Act and trying to get that taken care of. And now he focused on economic justice. So I wanted to mention that because a lot of people may not be aware that he was on two tracks as far as equality for Black people. And so this other dream, I titled The Other Dream, is relates to wealth building, redistribution of wealth, having the same access to money for Black people as our other counterparts. And so this was what he was about. I want to read to you also one more thing, which I think is really dynamic. It really kind of stood out to me as it relates to being an entrepreneur like myself, and just having, the same access to things that other people have as it relates to wealth building. Hi, Deborah. Deborah Benjamin, she says, hello, Martine, how are you? I'm doing fine, Queen. Thanks for coming into the broadcast. So we're talking about the other dream, Dr. Martin Luther King's other dream, right? So it says, quote unquote, it's all right to tell a man to lift themselves by their own bootstraps, but it is a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. End quote, Martin Luther King Jr. So what does that mean? What does that mean to you? So what it means to me is that some people are privileged and some people are not. And y'all saw that 2 weeks ago. Has it been 2 weeks yet? Y'all saw that. So it's all right to tell a man to lift himself up by his own bootstrap. But what if you don't have bootstraps? Black people didn't have access to money, so you can't tell them, find your way, you can do it, whatever, if they don't have the same access as white people. So this is what Martin Luther King was talking about. It's cruel to say that to a bootless man, somebody that doesn't even have anything, will have nothing. People didn't have nothing back then. They didn't have anything to just go out here. How can we build homes? We don't even have, after everything that we've been through for the last 400 years, 400 plus years, to free Black people after they've been enslaved for so many years and say, there you go, have a good life, figure it out on your own. It's cruel to say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, meaning, bootstraps, what that means, let me just kind of break that down too, because we didn't have money. And so it means that take the money that you have and build something for your life. Start a business, start investing, make something of yourself. But you can't if you don't have any money. Remember when they freed the slaves, they didn't have nothing. They didn't have absolutely nothing. So that's what he was saying in this article. It's cruel to say that when you don't have anything. And we should have had our 40 acres and a mule, which we never got, right? And so then you're going to turn around and tell us, pull your bootstraps up, figure it out with no money. And so we're left out here with no money, no access to resources. I mean, they did everything to keep everything from us. But guess what? We're still here. we're still here, and we're figuring it out, right? We have to come together collectively as Black people and pull our resources together to help one another, right? Hi, Tony Kidd. She says, hi, Martine, you're doing a great job. Thank you, and thanks for joining me on MLK Day celebration. Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine Jackson's in the house. She's streaming in live Facebook. She says, hello, boss lady. Hey, girl, hey. Lorraine says, right. Exactly. So we are on the move, right? We're on the move. 2021 it's been 2020 it's been tumultuous. It's just been ups and downs, headaches, but some good things came out of it with the COVID, with the Black Lives Matter movement, with all of these things that have happened. We are still here. So that means that Black people, we're not going anywhere, right? We're not going anywhere. We are relentless. We are resilient. We're going to stand the test of time. If they don't recognize that by now, well, just wait. 2021 is our year. We're shining, right? Deborah Benjamin says, you are so right. Thank you, Deborah. So we, as Black people, we're powerful, and we're mostly powerful if we're together on one accord. And this was the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, in my opinion, was that he wanted us to work together to stand up for what is rightfully ours as the builders of this nation, United States of America. This country was built on the backs of Black people, on the backs of slaves. Our ancestors fought for us to be here. If they gave up, we wouldn't be here today, right? We wouldn't be here today. So, we can take it all the way back to the motherland if you want, right? Those slaves that came across, our ancestors came across on the boats, a lot of them jumped ship, a lot of them died in transition, and while the quest to the United States, a lot of them just couldn't make it for whatever reason. But those that made it is how we ended up here. So we are the descendants of those that made it, that survived, that lived, right? So we owe it. We owe it to our ancestors. We owe it to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to continue the course, to continue commemorating him, recognizing him, celebrating him every year, right? Of the works that he did. He died on his mission to help Blacks get equality, to have civil rights, to have rights to freedom, to do whatever we want to do. We wanted the same rights as other people that lived here. So we together must continue to celebrate that. And I would even challenge you to teach your children, your grandchildren, what has happened. We can't rely on schools to teach this history. We cannot rely on schools to teach Black history. We have to teach Black history to our kids, to our grandkids, right? So through this brand, S&M African Boutique, we continue the education. I'm not only just selling African wares, clothing, jewelry, shea butters, black soaps. We're so much more than that. S&M African Boutique is so much more than that. It's about education. So when you come in and you talk to me, or if you see me on a live stream, I'm talking about our roots. We have another business called S&M Tours, where we take group trips to Ghana, West Africa. That's another educational opportunity to learn our roots. We're learning our roots for ourselves, but we're also learning it to pass down to our children, and to our children and their children and their children. It continues, because we're not going anywhere. Us Black people are not going anywhere. Lorraine Jackson says, yes, we do. Yes, we have an obligation. We have a responsibility for the people that went with us to Ghana, West Africa, and this trip is every other year, right? So the people that go with us, on the last day, we have a dinner. It's like end of the journey, end of our tour, dinner. And so, farewell dinner. that we're going back to the States. And so I give a special speech to those travelers. And within that speech, I tell them, you have an obligation to share what you've experienced here in Ghana to whomever will listen to you. You have to tell the story. I can't do it for you. Your experience is different from my experience. So you have the obligation to tell the story about what you learned here in Africa, in Ghana, West Africa. We go to the slave trades, the slave castles, I should say. We travel across the country in 4, 5 different regions. We're experiencing so much. We're integrating with the people, right? And so those are lessons out of all of those things and experience that we are on. And so they have a responsibility to share that, pass that down. We're taking the pictures. Pictures only capture just a little bit of what we experience. So we have to articulate our journey, our experience with other people. We have to tell the story. So as those that are watching can know what is going on, how we're feeling, how we're experiencing. When we went to the slave castles, a lot of people got emotional. Some people cried. I cried, even though I've been there several times, but the experience is different every single time. And the story that's told I learn more, right? It's like an extension. Every time I go, I learn a different part of the story. The story is there's so much of it that we don't know as African Americans, Black Americans, right? So we have to, if we can get the story, we have an obligation to tell the story. And so this is a part of Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy and everything that he's done. We have to continue the journey. We have to tell and pass down these stories to our children, to our kids, grandkids, family members, cousins, whoever will listen, because as Black people, we're going to be on this journey for a long time, fighting for equality, fighting for justice, wealth, equal rights to wealth, to money, so that we can live and build our own, infrastructure of support and resources, collectively, building co-ops, building, investing, making money, however you want to, building your own businesses. So I just wanted to come out and say, let's remember MLK's entire message, but let's not forget the other message, the other dream, which was wealth distribution, economic justice. So we're still facing that challenge today, and we're going to be on this journey living here in the United States. So I hope that this is giving you some information, maybe giving you some inspiration to get out there and share what you know about Dr. Martin Luther King and his mission and his journey. Let's make sure that his legacy lives on here at S&M African Boutique. I thank you for coming in. Those that have shopped with us before, we've been around for about 5 years here in the Omaha community. We do have a website, smafricanboutique.com. You can shop there. You can shop here. We're going to be having something special for Black History Month. So we're getting our details laid out. So you all can partake in what we're putting together, the event that we're putting together for Black History Month. Because y'all remember, February is right around the corner, and that's our month, right? That's the month they gave us. Even though we celebrated all year, we should, right? But February is definitely designated as Black History Month. So this is our month to shine. So if you are, in your own way, give respect to Black history, we're, telling the stories. So we're going to be putting together an event. It's going to be really, really nice. And I'll come back and I'll say more about it in the next couple of weeks. But just continue to follow me, continue to support me, and support us here at S&M African Boutique. Continue to spread the word, the message about Martin Luther King and his legacy, both dreams, right? So specifically tonight was referencing economic justice. We're in this together, and the only way we're going to survive is if we have access to capital, access to money, and we need to fight for those rights and the same access. We need to be treated equally. So we're on a mission. We're in this together. With everything going on, we're still pushing. We're resilient Black people, and we're going to be here till the day is long. So thank you so much. For those that are just coming into the broadcast, my name is Martine Corte. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I am a best-selling author. I'm a 20-year tax professional and a 10-year landlord. I work with small business owners, entrepreneurs, side hustlers. I work with people that want to make money to help them reach more customers, more clients in their business with the assistance of live streaming, what we're doing here right now, to help them make more money in their business and build their dreams and take care of their families. So thank you so much for everyone that has come in and shared this MLK Day celebration with me tonight. For those that follow me for Tech Talk Tuesday, that will be tomorrow around 8:30, somewhere around there, right here, Facebook Live under my brand Advanced Tax. But I'll be streaming live here on my personal page as well. So Instagram, follow me on Advanced Tax as well. I'll be broadcasting from this platform, and if anyone wants to consult with me, I'm also a business coach. You can always send me a message. Just go to, calendly.com/meet Martine. I'm going to put it up on the screen, Facebook, so you can see it. Hold on for just 1 second. Okay. It is calendly.com. So I have to, offer that on no matter what brand I'm coming under, because I know a lot of people follow me and they know this is one of the things that I do. So if you are a small business owner, maybe you just want to start a small business, but you have some questions, maybe you don't know where to start. Maybe you're already an established business or a brand, but you want to take it to the next level and you're not quite sure how to do it. Hit me up. You can meet with me for free. Just go to calendly.com/meet Martine. Instagram, just click the link in the bio and you'll see it. So you can schedule on my calendar a short session with me and we can talk about whatever is on your mind. Okay, so thank y'all again for coming here tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your MLK Day celebration. I hope it was a day on and not a day off. Okay, let's continue this. Living up to his legacy, sharing the word about Black history. We're going to roll right into February with Black History Month. So let's connect the days. Today is January 18th. Let's continue to do everything for the rest of January, right, and roll right into Black History Month. We're going to keep it going, all right, because we've got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to share with our family members. We got a lot of celebration to do as Black people. So don't give up. Don't get weary. This world was meant for us, right? This world was meant for Black people. So again, thank y'all so much for coming tonight to the broadcast. I appreciate your Instagram. Y'all follow me tomorrow night for Tax Talk Tuesday. We're going to be talking about taxes and whatever else that y'all need to talk about, a small business owner, write-offs and all that good stuff, right? So again, I appreciate all of you for your support. Let's continue to make Dr. Martin Luther King proud and continue to uplift his legacy. All right. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next broadcast. Bye-bye. Oh, I just wanted to read 2 more comments. I didn't even see that. Hi, Bridget. She says, I'm super excited to work with you. Thank you, Dr. J. She's a chiropractor. She's a business owner out here. I almost missed your comments. And she says, yeah, Black History Month. Yeah, so we got a lot of exciting things coming down the pipe to celebrate and honor Black History Month. So that's our month, y'all. So get ready. Get your hair wraps ready. All right, y'all take care. Thank you so much. Bye, Dr. J. Talk to you soon. All right, y'all. Have a good one.